بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم کما رميت إذ رميت ولكن الله رمى شلیک سامان
ما قولنا ليش كم
Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. In recent days, the world has witnessed one of the most dangerous escalations in the Middle East in decades. What was once a shadow conflict between Iran and Israel has now transformed into a direct military confrontation. Ballistic missile strikes, air raid sirens echoing through cities, explosions lighting up the night sky. For millions of civilians, these are no longer distant headlines. They are now part of everyday life. One of the cities most deeply affected is Tel Aviv. Once known as Israel's economic and technological powerhouse, Tel Aviv is now living under the shadow of war. At night, the city's skyline used to glow with the lights of nightlife and business towers. But today, the sky above Tel Aviv is increasingly illuminated by interceptor missiles and aerial explosions. For the millions who live here, the war that once felt far away has now arrived at their doorstep. The escalation began when Iran launched a large wave of ballistic missiles towards Israel. Several major cities were targeted, including Tel Aviv. Israeli defense radar systems quickly detected the incoming projectiles from hundreds and in some cases thousands of kilometers away. Within seconds, air raid sirens began sounding across the city. The piercing alarms sent an unmistakable message to residents: find shelter immediately. In many cases, civilians had less than a minute to reach safety. Across Israel, many modern homes are designed with reinforced safe rooms. But even with these preparations, the moment the sirens sound, panic spreads quickly. Families rush toward shelters, parents carry their children in their arms, neighbors guide elderly residents toward the nearest safe place. At the same time, Israel's air defense systems activate. Interceptor missiles launch into the sky, racing to stop the incoming rockets before they reach the city. From the ground, residents can see flashes of light across the night sky as interceptions occur high above. For some watching from balconies or rooftops, the sky looks like a battlefield, rockets streaking through the darkness, followed by sudden explosions in the air. But not every missile can be stopped. Occasionally, some slip through the defense systems and strike the ground. When they do, the impact is devastating. Powerful explosions shake entire neighborhoods, buildings tremble, windows shatter within seconds. The calm of the city is suddenly shattered. In several areas of Tel Aviv, missiles that reached the ground caused serious damage. Buildings were heavily impacted, walls were torn apart. Windows in multi-story apartments shattered and scattered across the streets. Sections of homes collapsed under the force of the blast. Cars parked along nearby roads were also damaged by the explosions. Within minutes, emergency responders rushed to the scene. Firefighters worked to extinguish fires sparked by the strikes, while rescue teams and ambulances arrived to search for survivors. Injured residents were pulled from damaged buildings. Many people were left shaken, having witnessed explosions just meters away from their homes. Initial reports suggested that even a single missile impact could damage dozens of surrounding structures. Cracks appeared in buildings. Some homes were declared unsafe, forcing residents to evacuate immediately. Security forces quickly established perimeters around the affected areas. Roads were closed, and civilians were kept away due to the risk of further collapses. Scenes like these are usually associated with active war zones, but now they were unfolding in one of the most modern cities in the Middle East. For the people of Tel Aviv, the consequences of the attacks go far beyond damaged buildings. They have fundamentally changed daily life. Air raid sirens now sound regularly. Whenever the warning begins, residents instantly know what to do: move to shelter. Some families now sleep in their safe rooms, fearing attacks during the night. Children have grown accustomed to hearing distant explosions. Elderly residents try to remain calm, even as uncertainty hangs over the city. Life has been dramatically altered. As the attacks continued, the atmosphere in the city began to shift. Streets that were once crowded with traffic became unusually quiet. Schools were closed,
Many businesses suspended operations, shopping areas temporarily shut their doors. Flights at the airport were suspended, and authorities declared a state of emergency. Many residents chose to remain inside their homes to reduce the risk of being caught outside during an attack. Tel Aviv, once famous for its vibrant nightlife and bustling streets, suddenly felt much quieter. But this silence did not mean peace had returned. It meant the entire city was on constant alert. Faced with this reality, many residents were forced to make difficult decisions. Some families chose to leave Tel Aviv temporarily, especially those whose homes had been damaged. Others traveled to stay with relatives in different cities. Some moved into hotels after their houses were declared uninhabitable. Families with young children or elderly relatives often made this decision for safety. As a result, certain neighborhoods began to appear noticeably emptier. Yet despite the danger, not everyone left. Many residents chose to stay. For now, Tel Aviv still stands. Its skyline remains filled with towering buildings. Its lights still shine across the Mediterranean coast. But life here is no longer the same. Behind the modern image of the city, millions now live with constant anxiety. Every siren reminds them the war continues. Every distant explosion reminds them how quickly the situation can change. Some people have already made their choice, leaving the city in search of safety. But for those who remain, there is still hope. Hope that one day the sirens will fall silent, and that Tel Aviv will once again return to being the peaceful city it once was.